before this video begins, I have a very serious question to ask you guys. Is it too soon? Like, should I not be wearing snowflakes and have my comforter be all Christmassy? I mean, it's almost Christmas month, so I feel like it's not too soon. The only thing you guys really missed is I had breakfast, blueberry oatmeal breakfast, one of my favorites, and I went grocery shopping. And some of this stuff is going to be for the Thanksgiving soiree that my family is having at my parents' house. It's basically just going to be me, my sister, and my parents, because we usually will have a huge Thanksgiving party with my mom's extended family, but for obvious reasons, that's not going to be happening this year. So one thing I wanted to show you guys is this kabocha. I have been really liking kabocha, which I believe is a Japanese pumpkin. It's really good. It's one of my favorite squashes. And of course I have an acorn squash, and sweet potatoes around me are 39 cents a pound until Thanksgiving. So I only got 3 though, just because I already have like 3 in here. I just don't want them to go bad. I would love to get more, but I've just been obsessed with chai tea recently, and I usually just try to get enough sleep. So I got decaffeinated. I do have normal black tea in case I didn't get enough. And I couldn't find the, I think I usually like Beyond chicken strips. I couldn't find them for a dip that I'm gonna be making, because my mom said that she's gonna be making like all the main courses for Thanksgiving, and my sister and I were gonna have to come up with the dessert and the appetizer. And I told her what I was thinking for appetizer. She's like, yeah, I think that's basically what I mean when I say appetizer. So you guys will find out on Thursday what appetizer that is. If you follow my channel for a while, you might already know what it is. And I had to go all the way to the big Wegmans just to get the good day of cheese, because the small one near me doesn't have that. And I'm trying these pizzazz apples for the first time. I have a bunch of gala apples. Gala? How do you say that?
Gala.
I feel like I said gala. What do you guys write in the comments? Let me know how you guys pronounce that word. But yeah, I'm trying these pizzazz apples. I've never had them before. And I think that's pretty much it. Now you are all up to date on everything that I got at Wegmans. So this is kind of like a cleanup lunch. Like you saw me chopping up the potatoes and carrots. I also have some rice and seitan that was just kind of sitting in the fridge, and some garbanzo beans, just basically cleaning up the fridge. And I have a little bit of a nooch. If you're not familiar with that, it is nutritional yeast. It is very good. And just gonna put some hot sauce on there. So that's lunch, and knowing me, I will probably go back for seconds.
Do you like sales and things that are cheaper than they usually are? Well, come on down to my website, where my prints are on sale, like this one. And it's a Christmas countdown sale, so the sooner you buy, the more you save. And details are in the description.
Well, this is the massacre that, that was the lasagna that I made. It's a forks over knives lasagna. Wasn't that successful at getting it out of the pan. Okay, I just had a bite. Even though I forgot to add one of the blocks of tofu to this, it's still actually like really good. What happened was I was supposed to press one of the blocks of tofu. You're supposed to use a silken tofu and a extra firm tofu. And then I just forgot to take it out of the tofu press. I didn't realize until it was already in the oven and I started doing the dishes, because I was just like, this ricotta tastes a little different and it feels a little bit runny, but whatever, maybe I just added a little bit too much almond milk. But turns out I just didn't add one of the other blocks of tofu, and it's still good. Which, I mean, part of the reason why I want to make this video is just to show people, like, you don't have to know what you're doing in the kitchen in order to be vegan. Like, I don't. This lasagna is shockingly easy to make. Even if you mess it up, it still tastes really good. And it's actually like pretty healthy, because I'm trying to eat healthy today and tomorrow, because Wednesday I'm going to a restaurant, and I have my eyes set on this thing that I've had before. I can't wait to show you guys what it is. It's so good. And then Thursday obviously is Thanksgiving, so not eating healthy on Thanksgiving. So 2 healthy days beforehand, 2 healthy days after, they cancel each other out. I mean, it's just science. So anyway, I'm gonna eat probably like 3 helpings of this, rewatch The Office because I just finished it for like probably the 8th time, and I want to finish it at least 9 times before it gets taken off of Netflix. So that is my night. Recently, this has been one of my favorite breakfasts, just some almond butter, banana, cinnamon on some toast. This is actually bread that I made, the Minimalist Baker's recipe, which I've made a video on that. Pretty much everything so far that I've made, I have other recipe videos of that, and I'll probably do that, you know, throughout the week. I'll have like all the recipes like in the description. But I mean, this isn't really a recipe other than the toast. But yeah, my favorite almond butter usually is the crunchy salted from Trader Joe's, although they didn't have the crunchy version, so I'm just gonna have to slum it with this. But yeah, this has been what I've been eating a lot recently, and it's really good and like super simple, which is kind of my favorite thing. I was probably gonna be having leftover lasagna for lunch anyway, but I was not planning on having it at my office. I was planning on having it at my house, but I called to get an appointment to get a remote starter installed in my car, and they were like, okay, well, we have an opening either 2 weeks from now, or we have an opening right now. You gotta get here within the hour, or we can't do it. So I was like, okay, fine, okay, I will do it. I'll get there within the hour. So I had to just like rush around to get ready, and then I got there, and then I was like, you know what? I have some errands to run anyway, so I went to the bank, and then I found out that I had to transfer a large sum of money, like now. So it's like everything is way more time sensitive today than I initially planned it to be. Like I thought today was gonna be a pretty relaxed day, and everything's like, you gotta get that now. So anyway, I'm taking a little bit of a break from all the time sensitive stuff and having some lasagna. So hopefully the rest of the day goes a little bit smoother.
When I started shooting this video, I wanted to shoot it as in my normal video where I'm in front of the camera, and then another part of it where I'm just kind of doing a voiceover like this. But now it's like a week later, and I don't remember anything that I was going to say, and I had ideas. I remember thinking, oh, I'm going to say this about my workout. I don't remember anything. So next time when I do a voiceover like this, I'm going to do my voiceovers much sooner, so I actually remember. But basically, this is my last workout. I'm going to have to say goodbye to all my gym friends for a while, like my friend Butch right here. Sorry, Butch. Might be a couple months.
It's always really weird doing something for the last time when you know it's your last time doing it. Like when you graduate high school, or I specifically remember thinking that like when I was graduating college, I just remember walking by the library thinking like, never gonna see that again. Like walking through doors like, well, last time I walked through that door ever again. And tonight I kind of had like the same feeling, just like leaving the gym. I just don't know the next time I'm gonna be able to go to the gym because it's closing now until numbers go down. So probably for the next several months. So anyway, on a happier note, had a really good workout, and now I'm just going to drink dinner number 1 because when I come home from working out, it's always like a struggle. Like I'm hungry, but I'm also sweaty. So I'll often have dinner number 1, take a shower, so I'm not starving but when I'm taking a shower, and then I will eat dinner number 2. This is just banana, protein powder, PB2 powder, creatine, and soy milk. Did I say banana? Spinach. I'm just having more lasagna for dinner because I am tired and I'm hungry and I don't feel like cooking, and it's already late and I need to get up early. So good night. It's about 9:45 a.m. I've been driving since about 6:30 a.m. Because I am buying a property with me and my real estate partner in Buffalo, New York. So I just made this overnight oats so that I could leave really, really early in the morning and then not have to make anything, just plan ahead. So this is basically just like 1 part old-fashioned oats, 1 part soy milk, and then just like pumpkin pie filling like from a can. Super, super simple. And it tastes just like, here, I actually haven't tried any yet. I've had it before, but I will try it now. It just tastes kind of like pumpkin pie. Like, this is really, really good. Really like this. But yeah, it's a really exciting day. This is going to be our second rental property. And I guess the goal, like, years from now is to buy up maybe like, I don't know, 10 houses or something, and then sell them all, and then maybe get like an apartment complex. That's, as of right now anyway, that's the goal. Who knows what the future holds, but that's the goal. So anyway, I'm going to eat this and go sign about 8 million papers. And I'll probably show you guys, next scene will probably be me showing you guys the house. So
See ya.
So this is our property. We actually got it for $10,000 less than the asking price, which is basically unheard of in the current real estate market. And I had almost nothing to do with that. Our real estate agent was wheeling and dealing like a madman. And my real estate partner, who you might recognize if you've watched my channel long enough and you watched a video of him becoming an American citizen.
Mother got what back from Ethiopia.
Let me just re-announce that. One got downloaded from Ethiopia.
We got such a good deal on the house because Bumquith is a contractor, so we had zero contingencies, which basically means that the owner was able to sell us the house as is, and all the other people who were looking to buy the house wanted to get things fixed up, and we were like, no, he's a contractor, we'll just fix it up. So they just wanted to sell, so we got the house. And so really all I had to do was come up with enough money to invest and stay on top of the bank, which actually turned out to be a lot more hassle than it should have been because the bank was just taking forever to get back to us. And then I just had to show up, sign the documents, and that was really it. So it's really thanks to my real estate team that I was able to be a part of this investment. So big thank you to Blomquist and James.
It comes with tires.
Free tires?
Yeah, free tires.
And a TV.
Craigslist and a TV.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, wow, this is fancy. I did not see this before.
Hey, what kind?
Okay.
That's for cable.
It's fancy cable.
But
That's a big cable box.
They are light. Yeah. Let's. James, lights are not working. We should get the we should get the money back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
too late, man. Ricky, you bought it.
Okay, I don't know what's more exciting, the fact that I just bought the house or the food that I'm about to eat. So I'm right in front of this restaurant called Big Mood. It used to be called Root and Bloom. That's what I used to know it as, and they just rebranded within the past year. As far as I know, it's like basically the same. I think it's in Elmwood Village if you're in the Buffalo area. So yeah, so I got this. This is a peanut butter chocolate milkshake. And it basically tastes like Reese's Puffs cereal, but in milkshake form. It's really, really good. Wow. Okay, so then I got a couple things because I'm definitely not going to eat it all, so I'm going to bring it home for my my sister and my parents to try as well, probably at Hercules. So, ooh boy, that is mac and cheese with buffalo, I think deep fried tofu and blue cheese on there. Blue cheese and buffalo stuff is very popular in Buffalo, New York, as you can imagine. And I also got some buffalo wings. And apparently I got some vegan carrots in there too. And I'm assuming this is vegan blue cheese. So they said they make homemade seitan wings. Because I asked them if they use the Meiwa wings. Oh, slippery. Don't want to drop that. That can go everywhere. Because Meiwa is the type of wings that I think a lot of restaurants use. Strong Hearts uses them, which is a vegan restaurant near me. Oh boy, yeah, look at that. It might even be ranch. I like ranch better, actually, but ranch or blue cheese. All right, I'm gonna try this first. Obviously, I'm just diving right in. Ooh, I'm gonna grab a real saucy one. I'll show it to you guys first. Look at that. This looks so good. Hopefully, it's focusing on the food and not on my face. You know what? I'm gonna try a little bit without any of the dip first. Well, the sauce is good. It's a little bit spicy, but it's nothing like crazy. That's good though. That's really good. The wings are like a little bit cold, but not too bad. That's what the inside, like the cross section looks like. Like I said, it's they're homemade seitan. Woo! Maybe I should have. No, I have wet ones for afterwards, and I guess we'll just have to do laundry when I get home. But yeah, this is really good. Okay, so I'll get back to that, and we'll do the review of. I hope they gave me a fork. Yes, it did. This mac and cheese next. Once I clean off my fingers. Okay. I've had this one before. I haven't had the wings before, but I've had this before. Like last year, I think it was also when I bought my first house. So every time I buy a house, I get one of these. Like I co-bought it with my real estate partner. All right, yeah. Look at that. That's what good mac and cheese sounds like. It tastes like unhealthy mac and cheese. And I think, actually, last time I had this, it was definitely a deep fried buffalo tofu. But this might actually be like the same kind of seitan wings. Well, that's good. Let's see. Nope, I think it's still the tofu. So I got buffalo tofu, buffalo wings. I'm just gonna keep eating messy, eat until I'm full, and I'll just bring home the rest for my sister and my parents to try. But wow, like I said, I don't know if I'm more excited to eat this or the fact that I just got a rental property with my real estate partner. Both are exciting. It's a really big day for me. So, like I said, gonna eat this, and I'll see you guys later. It's a 10 p.m. sandwich.
How is it?
It's good. Usually my morning routine consists of just wake up, brush my face, scrape my teeth, and wash my tongue. But today it was a little bit different because it's Thanksgiving, so I decided to not eat breakfast because I'm just going to gorge myself with my family, because that's really Thanksgiving is all about, is just unashamed gorging yourself with your family. So I'm making more room for that also by going on a little bit longer of a walk. And right now I also have a vegan buffalo chicken wing dip cooking in the oven, and Kara's probably gonna take it out in probably a couple minutes. She's making some cookies right now. And then we're gonna go to my parents' house and, like I said, eat a bunch of food.
So here's the Andriano's vegan Thanksgiving. We just had a Trader Joe's turkey roast, some mashed potatoes, gravy, stuffing, pretty much everything that I ate before I was vegan, but just vegan versions of it. But usually I shoot a video every year of what my family is having for Thanksgiving, and usually I'll shoot like a little bit of us just like hanging out. But I found myself recently fantasizing about just having a little bit more privacy, and when I actually have dinner with my family, actually just eating dinner and not shooting a mukbang. Like it's really nice to just have like a private dinner. So I just did a little bit of this. I figured a voiceover would suffice. But yeah, I've just been finding recently that I haven't really been loving the type of videos that I've been making, and I'm trying to figure out the type of videos that I want to make. That's why like this past summer I was doing like camping videos, and now I'm trying what I eat in a week videos just to see what I like, because I know what kind of videos you guys like, but I have to also make sure that I'm making the type of videos that I like as well. We had Thanksgiving around 2-ish, and it's much later than that now. And we didn't have any chips, and I wanted to eat some of the buffalo dip, so I just took a tortilla and folded it up and put it in the air fryer, because you know what? Modern problems require modern solutions. I just had some almond butter banana cinnamon toast, and now I'm going to make a pre-workout drink, and this is a very, very healthy pre-workout drink. It doesn't have any caffeine or any stimulants or anything. The main ingredient is just beet powder. That's it. Very, very cheap. It doesn't taste very good, so I'm going to show you how to make it taste more gooder even. So the first thing you want to do is make sure you don't get beet powder everywhere, because once you stick your hand in here, it gets all over your hands. If you've ever chopped any beets up, then it's pretty much like the same thing. Yeah, I get it all over my hands. Like it's on my back of my hand, and I just have to go rinse it off like immediately so I don't get it on other stuff, because otherwise it just, like I said, it just gets everywhere. I don't know what it is about beets, but they just stain everything. So just rinse it off your hands as ASAP as possible. But the main reason that that I like using this as a pre-workout is because there's something, I can leave like a video in the description explaining it, but basically I think it's like the nitrites turn into nitrates or the other way around. And basically it just helps blood circulate through your body even more efficiently. So I've found personally that when I consume beetroot powder like 1-2 hours before a workout, or you could, if you have a juicer, you could just do beets, but I don't, and this is a lot quicker. I've just found that when I'm working out, I don't get as tired, and I find that I'm less out of breath, especially since I've been doing like 90-minute workouts of like full body exercises. I'll do like, I think it's like 7 different exercises, but yeah, it takes about 90 minutes for me to do a workout typically. And by the end, I'm not nearly as tired as I would be otherwise. So like by my last couple exercises, I can still give it my all. So
Anyway, I'm also putting in creatine in here, which you don't necessarily need that as a pre-workout. I just often forget to take it. So when I make this drink, I will just put that in there as well. And then just to sweeten it up just a little bit, I have a little bit of a Truvia, which is a stevia/sugar blend, because sugar is obviously not good for you, but stevia is expensive. So you kind of mix it, you get the best and worst of both worlds. So just a little bit of that. And then I put in a little bit of lemon juice because beets are very earthy and bitter. So the sourness of lemon juice really just cuts that. And then the sweetness of the stevia/sugar cuts that as well. So it ends up not being that awful. You could just mix this around with a fork. I've done that. But sometimes it just like, you get like a lot of chunks at the end, especially like beetroot powder chunks don't taste good. So I blend this when I can do that. But I don't do this before every single workout because you do have to take it like an hour or two before you work out. So if I don't have time, I'm just like, oh no, I gotta work out now. Then I'll just skip it because it's not like a huge deal. It doesn't really like make or break a workout, but I do really like having it before a workout. Plus it's just like, it's beets. So you get an extra serving of vegetables in. So anyway, time to blend. Doesn't really smell that great, but when you add the sugar and the lemon juice, it tastes a lot better. And the creatine really doesn't have any flavor. Yeah, that's really not that bad. But before I started adding lemon juice and a little bit of sugar, it just tasted awful. Like I would just add like a tablespoon of the beetroot powder to 1 cup of water. And I would just chug it as fast as I could, and I would have a chaser. But then my sister started doing it because she tried it and she really liked it. She's like, wow, my workouts are better too. So she added lemon juice and was like, wow, that's a lot better. And I was like, what if I had sugar too? So it's just tastes a lot better like this. And I'm just gonna drink it out of the blender because I already have to clean the blender. Why clean a blender and a cup if you can just clean a blender?
I created a monster nobody wants to see. Monster no more. You want shady, chopped liver. Well, if you want shady, this is what I'll give you. A little bit of meat mixed with some hard liquor. Some buckets that jumps out far quicker than a shot. When they get shocked at the hospital, when I'm cooperating, when I'm rocking the table, oh, he's operating. Wait this long, now stop debating. Now I'm back on the rack and off it, lady. I know that you got a job, Miss Cheney, but your husband's heart problems complicated. The SCC won't let me be, won't let me be, so let me see. They're trying to shut me down on MTV, but it feels so empty without me.
Right now it's about 4:30 and I'm having, I believe this would be considered dinner, either very late lunch or kind of early dinner. But yeah, this is a butternut squash mac and cheese, and I have made this a couple times on my channel. It's shockingly simple. It was originally, I can put the original recipe and my original recipe video in the description, but it's originally a slow cooker recipe, but I put it in an instant pot, cook it for, I've done 4 minutes, this time I did 5 minutes. I didn't completely blend everything perfectly because you can see there's a whole cashew right there. But for the most part, it's pretty well blended, but it's really, really good. And usually when I eat any sort of pasta, I will either have, like this is, I'll go grab a box. I usually try to eat stuff like this if I'm just eating pasta, like without any sort of like seitan or anything like that, or tofu, like any sort of serious protein. This is a chickpea rotini pasta. I have like some black bean pasta, some like red lentil pasta, anything really, just like a higher protein pasta, or I'll have like wheat pasta with like tofurkey sausage slices, or like just some sort of seitan. But this is dinner, and like I said, it was shockingly simple. I definitely recommend checking out the full recipe and try it out for yourself. The only sort of bad thing in this would be 2 tablespoons of oil, which I have completely omitted before. Didn't taste nearly as good, but you can definitely do that if you want to remain oil-free. And it does taste like a healthy mac and cheese, so I would say it doesn't taste exactly like mac and cheese, but it does taste really good, I can say that. I figure I should probably come clean about something. I haven't been completely honest with you guys this week because I have been eating some apples off camera. I know you guys will probably never be able to trust me again, but for those few of you left who still do trust me, I'm going to review Pizzazz apples right now. So if you see them in the grocery store, you know if you want them. Compared to Gala, still don't know how to pronounce that, but compared to them, the Gala apples are a little bit harder. Like when you bite into them, these are a little bit softer.
These ones are also a little bit juicier, so be prepared for that because there might be juice flying everywhere. These are a little bit more tart. They're very sweet though. Both of them are very sweet apples, but I like them both. I think I might like Gala apples better, but these are also pretty good. So if you see them, check them out. This video is sponsored by Pizzazz Apples, the apple industry. Well, I guess this video is not sponsored by Apple. It's sponsored by apples. Okay, this video is not sponsored. Before I go to bed, I'm also eating this cookie, and I'm reading on my Kindle a book called Mastery by Robert Greene, which is a pretty good book. It's about people in the past who have become masters at whatever craft they pursued, and it just a lot of the things that they had in common or things that actually set people apart that made them masters at what they did. So it's really interesting, especially if you're pursuing any certain thing, whether it be any sort of athletic endeavor or business or whatever. I think it's really interesting. And I was also reading The 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. I think I just want to read a lot of his books. He's a new author that I found. He's kind of like if you are into like the self-help world or self-help books, I think those books are pretty good. So anyway, night. This is my most favorite oatmeal, if you couldn't tell. I have some blueberries. Most of them are buried under here. Get it. And the frozen blueberries cool down the oatmeal, and the oatmeal serves as thawing out the blueberries. So that's why I like to bury them before I mix everything in. And over here I have just a little bit of cinnamon banana protein powder. I've found that putting protein powder in oatmeal only tastes good if you put like a very, very small amount. Less is more. PB2 powder I can get away with because I like that a bit more. And then I just have a little bit of ground flax and then just a whole bunch of soy milk. And I don't have any sort of sweetener in here because this does contain a little bit of stevia. This is the kind I'm using. And I also have a little bit of, this is a sweetened soy milk. So that's breakfast. Well, this is lunch. As you know, I love leftovers, and this is obviously the mac and cheese that I made from yesterday. I'm having a little bit of a lunch break because we're right in between batches, so now I figured it was the best time to eat any of my food. And this tastes really good with Frank's Red Hot, so I'm definitely going to be dousing Frank's Red Hot on here. And I was initially going to air fry some sweet potatoes and have that be part of my lunch, but I called my mom and was like, hey, when is the root beer batch going to go on the table? And she was like, oh, it's on the table right now. So like, all right, I should get going now because I wanted to get that, but didn't communicate that effectively. So didn't get that one. But I got the watermelon batch. I'm going to get another batch after this. And then I have to get a slow-mo batch. So I'm going to be here for quite a while. So when I know I'm going to be here for a while, I like to pack much more food than necessary because this is what the table looks like for like the break area. You have pretzels, there's these cookies, peanut butter, there's more cookies and Chex Mix and stuff over there. A lot of unhealthy things. So if I bring something like butternut squash mac and cheese, I brought an apple. Actually, what am I saying? I have all this stuff right in front of me. I forgot I had the bag right here. Yeah, so I have the Pizzazz apples that I was telling you guys about yesterday. I got this pack of quinoa and rice that is just microwavable. But like I said, I was initially planning on having something a little bit more prepared, like just sweet potatoes that were cooked. That'd be much even healthier. But since I didn't have anything ready other than this mac and cheese, I just had to improvise. So I have that, and I also have this pouch thing of Loma Linda, which is, like I said, definitely better than cookies. Not the best, but I like to have things at home that are available and ready to eat like immediately for cases like that where I'm just like, oh, actually I have to go on a Hercules like a lot sooner than expected. So I've just found that is very helpful for me for always being prepared, because it's kind of like, you know, when you first go vegan, it can be difficult to stay vegan if you're going to a friend's house and you're unprepared and they have a bunch of non-vegan food that you used to really love and you're hungry. And the same thing goes like if you are trying to eat healthy and you go to even another vegan's house and all they have is junk food, it's going to be really hard to say no to those things if you're hungry. But if you bring enough healthy foods or vegan foods, you should be able to stay on track just fine. Believe it or not, right now, the only thing that is lighting me up is the moon.
I have no other lights out here. It is just so bright. If you've never experienced a full moon out in the middle of nowhere, it's actually really pretty bright. Like, you can do most things without a light on even. It's nuts. Because I'm so used to being in the city and just always having street lights around. But when I got home from work, I really quickly just wolfed down some more butternut squash mac and cheese, had 2 air fried sweet potatoes, and now, like I said, I'm out in the middle of nowhere because I am using this device which is called a star tracker. It's just basically mounted on top of my tripod. And one of my viewers actually sent it to me, so thank you. You know who you are. This is my first chance actually to try it out. If you're doing astrophotography, having a very bright moon is really not ideal, but for some reason, right after I learned how to use this, I swear every single night has been so cloudy. This is the first night and it hasn't been cloudy, and even though there's basically a full moon, I still just want to take advantage of learning how to use a star tracker, because basically it just allows you to take really long photos of stars without having star trails, because stars are moving throughout the night. So if you do try to take a long exposure shot, then you can't really take a clean shot without the star trails being everywhere. So this allows me to take a clean shot. So I'm going to try that out now. So this is what the star tracker looks like now that there's actually some proper light on it and you can really see it. There's a little motor in here and you put your camera on here, and when you turn it on, it will very slowly move along with the stars so that you don't end up with star trails. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to show you real quick what star trails are. So this is when I have the star tracker on, and you can see that stars look relatively clear. And then when I turn the star tracker off and I take the photos, you can actually see that it's pretty blurry, and that's just because the stars were actually moving throughout the night sky. So when I started taking the photo, say this star started right here, and over the course of only 30 seconds, it moved all the way over to here. And say you were going to take the photo for 4 to 5 minutes, the star would start here and probably end somewhere like over here. So they'd be very, very noticeable. So when you have a star tracker, you can get rid of those things. So it just opens up a whole new world of photo taking opportunities. So I'm really, really excited for using the star tracker for some of my future astrophotography ventures. And if you do like astrophotography or just some landscape stuff, I do have a website where you can purchase any of my photography. And in my opinion, the astrophotography is some of my favorite stuff. Here's 2 of my, these are my actually good astrophotography photos, because I was just going out the other day just to learn how to use a star tracker, because this was just used with my camera and my tripod. But if I did have my star tracker, then you would actually be able to see this. This wouldn't just be black, because I would be able to take a longer exposure shot. I don't really have time to explain all that because this is not a photography channel. I feel like most of you guys probably don't care. But just know that it opens up a whole new world of opportunity for me. And this was actually sent to me by one of you guys. So you know who you are. Thank you very much. And if anybody else would like to check out any photos that are better than this one, then this one, and like some of my other photos are on my website. So anyway, thank you. This is definitely my second favorite way to eat toast, and one of my favorite breakfasts. Let's angle this up just a bit. Yeah, behind the cinnamon banana almond butter, that's the word. That's my favorite type of toast. But this avocado toast is also very good. This is the Trader Joe's beefless ground. I just threw in some taco seasoning also from Trader Joe's. Upton's has a very good seitan as well that I really like for this, the chorizo. I kind of like a Mexican type of taste to it. So on top of that taco seasoning, which is also kind of salty, I'm also going to add some tahini, which is another Mexican spice, which I highly recommend. It's really good. And then I'm just going to top it off with some Frank's Red Hot. And if I was feeling extra ambitious, maybe I could have, sauteed some onions beforehand, maybe even a little bit garlic. But I wasn't really feeling that ambitious. As you can probably tell from most of my meals, I just like to keep it very simple because I like to spend as little time in the kitchen as possible. So, just going to enjoy breakfast, and I have some work to do today, and I just want to read, and that's about it. So this is what it looks like with the Frank's Red Hot and the tahine, which is different than tahini. It is a Mexican spice. It is really good, one of my favorites. I've been obsessed with it ever since this whole schmore and schmeen began. Because you guys have been telling me to try it for a long time, and then I finally did, and I was like, wow, I get the hype now. But if you see that in a store near you, I definitely recommend it. That's good stuff. I'll stop talking with my mouth full now and just eat. Oh yeah, but before you go, the thing you saw me blending earlier was some queso. So I have a recipe video in the description. Check that out if you want queso. Now back to my lunch.
Well, this is either dinner or dinner number one. I literally just cut this open and chucked this in the oven at 400 degrees.
Well, it was about 400 degrees. Kara was cooking muffins at the same time, and she needed it at 375. So I don't know exactly how long I put it in for, but I have cooked this before. I sprayed it with a little bit of oil last time and a little bit of salt. But this time I'm just adding salt as I go every time I take a bite. But it basically just tastes a lot like pumpkin. So I'm going to be eating this, and I am learning how to make a VHS effect. So I'm not going to be using it for this video, but I'm using it for like the example. So I have like a video reference, but I'm going to be using this for like a Hercules video. But this is sort of like the basic effect I'm going for. So anyway, going to be working on that while I eat this.
The last thing I ate that night was another one of those muffins, which was by the Minimalist Baker, and I actually have a recipe video of making those muffins, if you're interested. Pretty much like everything else in this video, I already have a recipe video for most of them, because for the most part, I basically like to find a couple recipes, and then I'll just make those recipes to death until I get sick of them, and then I'll find another couple recipes, because I just keep things really, really simple. Like, if you are new to being vegan, just know that you don't have to learn to love cooking and baking. You can, obviously, you can eat way better than I did, but you don't have to if you're like me and just want to spend as little time as feasibly possible in the kitchen. So I hope that came across in this video, and if you guys liked the video, make sure to like it and subscribe if you're not already, and just let me know what you thought of the video, because I may want to do another one of these in the future. So let me know what you think, and oh, you can check out my website too. Remember, there's a sale going on my website for the rest of the month. So all right, now I'm done. Okay, bye.